located on Dixie Street in Cherryville, serving you with care and compassion in your time of need. Now's the time to buy your new Kubota from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. Right now, pay zero money down. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months. Come on in now for all the details. All for good on the Kubota BX Series, the Kubota B Series, the Kubota L Series, and the Kubota MX Series tractors. Again, 0 money down and 0% APR financing for 60 months. Get your new Kubota today at Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. You're listening to the Motor Racing Network on Carolina Country, WCSL, 92.3 FM and 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com. Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the boss for our live radio remote broadcast this Saturday, December 15th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. We'll be there with free Subway sandwiches from Subway in Boulder City. And this Saturday, we're having our toy drive. Please come out and bring a new toy and put it in the bed of a big GMC truck. The toys will be distributed to local children across Cleveland County by the Salvation Army of Shelby. You can also make a monetary donation to the Salvation Army as well. Plus, register to win free prizes that will be given away. And be sure to check out the great deals at Renato Honda, Renato Kia, and Renato Buick GMC. And when you buy a new or pre-owned vehicle, you'll get a free 7 to 10 pound smoked ham from Morris Supermarket in Shelby. So come on out and take a test drive today and plan now to be there this Saturday, December 15th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. for the big Salvation Army toy drive at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
It's time now for the news. A new radio show is taking the nation by storm. It's called This is the 60s, with the best music from the best decade. And, well, thank you. Who are you?
Well, I'm J.J. Wilson, and I'm the host of This is the 60s.
This is the 60s, the best music from the best decade. News headlines, pop culture corner, and more.
But I was going to say all that.
Get out of my news booth.
Certainly.
This is the 60s, Friday mornings from 10 a.m. till 12 noon on The Boss, WHS, AM and FM in Shelby, WLON in Lincolnton.
Join us for the Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts broadcast of this year's Shelby Christmas Parade this Sunday starting at 2:45 p.m. on YouTube, ktcbroadcasting.com. Brought to you by our title sponsor, Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts on West Warren Street in Shelby, by Love's Fish Box on Shelby Road in Kings Mountain, by Hopper Heating and Air Conditioning on Kings Road in Shelby, by Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain, by Diane Ledbetter and Foothills Remax on East Marion Street in Shelby, by Bear's Floor Covering on the Dixon School Road in Kings Mountain, by Sheila Sheds in Shelby, Lincolnton, and Cherryville, by Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell, by Sism & Sons Paint and Body Shop on Shelby Road, Kings Mountain, by Ronaldo Auto Mall on Highway 74 East in Shelby, by Oakey's Tire and Recapping on West Warren Street in Shelby, by West End Sales on Highway 18 North in Vale, by All Care Insurance Agency on Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, by Auto Parts U Pull on County Home Road in Shelby, by Bill Schubert Heating and Air on Campbell Street in Shelby, by Gamble's Amico on DeKalb Street in Shelby, by Parker Farm Service on Bessie Drive, Kings Mountain, and by Webb Chemical and Paper Company on Highway 74 west of Shelby. Don't miss the Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts broadcast of this year's Shelby Christmas Parade, starting at 2:45 on YouTube and ktcbroadcasting.com.
When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincolnton, WCSL Cherryville. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Don't miss the Golf Shop Radio Show broadcast every Wednesday morning from 11 to 12. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Isolated and alone?
That's how millions of Americans feel while experiencing a mental health crisis.
Need to talk? Our providers love to listen.
Call us now at 1-888-235-HOPE.
That's 1-888-235-4673.
Partners, improving lives and strengthening communities in North Carolina. 1-888-235-HOPE. 235-4673.
You don't see like me, cause I am the reason you do what you do when you wanna be instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I
am. Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday Morning Sports Talk. What's up, shopper? Kevin's here, and Kevin Hastings, Mitchem's Kitchen Breakfast, Terry Ryan, Horny Yancey, Tom Sanfoni's in the house. We hope that, Carson's on his way again. We've got, if you're watching online, we got Banana Carson's here, so you can turn his Appalachian microphone.
I need to ask him a few questions.
You want to interview him too?
Yeah, but I don't know
what's your first question.
Well, he's looking at me like, don't ask me anything. Right?
He's looking at you like he wants a piece right now. If you're watching online, listening on the radio, you can watch those things. You can watch on YouTube every Saturday morning. Just search KTC Broadcasting, Saturday Sports Talk here in KTC, and you can find us. I'm Kevin Hastings, like I said. I'm at a different camera this morning. Hello. I'll be leaving shortly to go to Raleigh, Terry's favorite town.
That's exactly right.
We don't want to go down there today. He's got other things to do today. And I'll go in and I'll pet the wolf for you, Terry. And the wolf pack are not playing today. It's because the Shelby Golden Lions are in town for the how many times in state?
How many times?
Yeah, I thought you had the records over there.
I
know. I asked him, of course, 16 ago.
There you go.
All right, listen.
For number 16.
You got to be able to answer everything in that book if I haven't looked, too, Terry. That's the point of it. The 16-time they're playing for the state championship. They've won in this stadium before. I've actually been there as well. And every time I think we've had to go there, it rains. And it's going to rain again today. And I can't wait.
From here moving up that way.
It's kind of looking at the map. I looked at it 2 days ago, so it could be changed. Like Raleigh's the far left side of the downpour, so it could be what we got now, or it could be a soaker. And I'm sitting in the booth with the guys.
That actually helped North Davis.
Yeah.
Just slow Shelby down a little bit.
Well, you don't want the passing team. You want them in the rain, absolutely, especially cold too.
Yeah. Throw it. Both of them throw it. And we never did find out whether that running back for North Davis was coming back for the game.
Yeah, never did.
So, when you don't have Las Vegas making you report the injuries, it's a little harder to keep up with who's hurt, who's going to play, who's not going to play. And Terry, I don't know really what you're going to, I guess you're going to start with football and all that, but I just wanted to say one thing. I know you're always on my case for my Cleveland stuff, but Cleveland is not the worst team in the NBA. Phoenix only has 5 victories.
Yeah, I noticed that. And Phoenix, if you look at their players, T.J. Warren's there, Derek Smith, I guess they come from Carolina State
players. Yeah,
I guess that's why they're last.
Yeah.
But, they're not that bad of a team. But, when you come into this year, again, you start thinking, are you tanking?
Yeah.
So I can get a big guy for the middle.
See, but in basketball, you take a little bit bigger risk because, football, you're guaranteed the number one. It doesn't work that way in basketball.
No, it's not.
Lottery. So, I don't know. That's what they accused Cleveland of trying to do. They just traded away George.
What's funny as well is more bad news for the Suns is, yesterday, I don't know if you were keeping up with it, they were trying to have a 3-team trade go on. The Suns, the Wizards, and the Grizzlies where all that fell apart. Right after it was confirmed, it fell apart because the Wizards thought they were getting somebody else from the Grizzlies, and so they kind of just ixnayed the whole thing.
And George Hill was traded.
And we got to the Bucks, and then we got Dellavedova and some picks.
Yeah.
And they got another guy, but Dellavedova is now back in Cleveland. So Wednesday night, they're coming to Charlotte. So Anna and I are going to go watch Cleveland. So Dellavedova is maybe their.
I bet you those tickets are probably still a deal.
Oh yeah. $10.
There you go.
Because Kevin Love's out and Tristan Thompson's out, so they're really bare bones.
Yeah.
We have Dellavedova now, so Anna and I are going to go watch, and maybe they can beat the Hornets, Kevin. They can beat your Charlotte Hornets, who collapsed again last night and let the Knicks beat them in overtime. So maybe we actually have a chance to see them win, Terry. What do you think about Cleveland coming into Charlotte? They lost. Wait a minute. They lost on Muggsy Bogues' bobblehead night. Last night was Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah. Who does Charlotte plays tonight as well, though?
Yeah. Do they play tonight? I'm not sure if they play tonight.
I have a buddy of mine that said he's going to the game tonight. I can't remember. Maybe he's traveling.
Let me ask Kevin this. Kevin's our real Hornets man. Why is it we don't have a current Charlotte Hornets player bobblehead night? Why do we have to go back 30 years?
Well, don't be well, Tom, there's 41 home games. That Kimball is a good basketball player, and the rest is trash. So that's what's true. No, they're not trash. They're a great team. They're bitch players trash. If they're
you don't like Comiskey? You don't think he's a star?
I don't. None of them are. They're all great 6th through 9th men. Like if they were the bitch of the Celtics or Spurs or the Warriors, they'd be awesome, right? I mean,
there's only one guy on their team that I would even stick in there with Kim as a starter, and that's Lamb. I like him. I like how he plays. But as far as the rest of them go, I'm like you. They'd be bench players for anybody else.
Oh, you know how I'm at. If you can't get 20 points, you're a bench player. So you Draymond Green fans can they can cut him every day and replace him. I've shown you the numbers. Tyler Hansbrough has better per 36 and 100 possession numbers than Draymond Green.
Who is a Draymond Green fan?
Who is that?
David Allen at Shelby High School.
Is he?
I went over to D-Ray's daddy. Went over there talking about.
He is trash. Not David, but Draymond.
I said, I don't like him. I said, I don't think he's that good. I think he's more of I'm going to kick you in the New York, where.
He's an energy player. He just brings the energy.
But David Allen. David Allen said, Tom, he may not like his style, but he's a good player.
I agree.
No, he's not.
I'm
with that. No, he's not.
Here's the glue.
Here's the question. Here's the question for you. If you're a Golden State Warriors after all that went down between him and KD, who do you move first, Kevin Durant or Draymond?
Oh, they won a title without KD.
They won 2 with KD. Yeah. They lost one. And he was MVP in both of them. And they lost one without him. So I mean, they won and one without him, 2-0 with him.
Have you guys heard the rumors though? Leonard and Durant to the Clippers, and they're going to build a super team in Los Angeles. The one that LeBron is not on.
What's so fun? That's funny. Nobody wants to play with him. Everybody will say he's the greatest teammate. He passes and everybody loves him, but nobody wants to play with him. So that's funny to me though, because Kawhi Leonard had that opportunity to join a super team, and he said he didn't want to be a part of a super team. Yeah. Well, some people, these guys want the credit. They think they're good at basketball, and they don't say, well, we're LeBron's brother. That was Kyrie's boy.
Don't go too far off on him because Toronto without Kyrie on the court is 7-1.
You mean Kawhi? Yeah, I know, because he sits out like every second game. He doesn't play back-to-backs.
Without him?
Without him, they're 7-1. So that team was good. That team was good. There was a Wayne Casey and Danny robbery that they got Danny Green in that trade. Yeah. It is Danny Green could start an NBA team, and they got 2 starters, and one of them's a top 5 player for DeMar DeRozan, who can't shoot threes. The Spurs. They got the crap end of the deal on that one, and that's because DeMar DeRozan is a good ball player, but like you said, he's one-dimensional. Yeah. He's one-dimensional, and he doesn't play the defense that Kawhi plays. One thing I don't even think. He's everything. Danny Green is such a good perimeter defender. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's a perimeter shooter, but his perimeter defense is top. Danny Green's the second best player on Charlotte. How about that?
Probably.
And you got to think who all Toronto's got a stacked roster. They got Ibaka and Valanciunas and all them big men.
Well, I just want to get Terry on this because, you got Toronto, they got Philadelphia behind them at 19-10, and then here comes Boston at 18-10.
Yeah, but guess what?
This was supposed to be that year. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. We just got through winning our 8th string.
I guess they're crazy.
There you go. And I knew that was going to happen when you got two guys. Well, I mean, you do. You got two guys that are elite, and all of a sudden you got to fill them in with the guys who won last year. And then you got a little bit of turmoil there from Rozier, and then
that locker room is just Kyrie is about to burn that place down. You got how much jealousy is going to be in that locker room? Think about it. You already got Kyrie who's a new element in that locker room. Gordon Hayward is too. How many of these wings think they're better than Gordon Hayward? He's taking their time and playing. Real question. Do you think Brad Stevens can handle all this right now? He's been good with it so far, but now he's got to trade somebody. I was about to say, are there too many mouths to feed now on this team? Yes.
If there's a mouth that you have to get rid of, it's going to be Hayward.
Last year, Brad Stevens is not getting rid of him. No. Last year, why were the Celtics good last year, Cherry? Y'all played really good team basketball. There was no star. Now we just threw 2 stars into the mix, especially in Kyrie, especially a shoot-first, me-first point guard. How's that mix with these other guys in the locker room? I mean, Kyrie did first. You got to get something really good for Kyrie, especially a big man. Might be a unibrow coming here.
I looked at this past week, Davis from the Pelicans.
Just saying,
But now if he comes,
got the logo on his face.
But now.
If Anthony Davis goes
give up Smart and give up Hayward.
No, because I was gonna say you give up Kyrie before you give up Gordon Hayward.
Why all the negativity from when they're on an 8-game winning streak? I mean, if
that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying it's going to. It's got to be
dumpster fire. How do you win?
It's regular season. I'll tell you who they play. But if this is all you got to say. It's early December basketball. It's not.
I'd like to say you're not allowed to touch my newspaper.
I'm gonna pull up I don't have my computer in front of me, so I'm sure the Celtics have not exactly been running through the giants of the West on this.
All I know is when they win big. It's not even close.
Oh, so they're playing Charlotte. Well, they beat the Hawks last night, so that was
what you got to like here? What you got to like here in the Southeast Conference? Charlotte 14-14 leads that part of the conference. How about that?
I was gonna say that's sad. So as you're 500 and you lead your division sort of first place, really it's awful. How about the Celtics beat the Hawks? They're awful. Wizards, they're awful. Yeah, thanks for following my team. Sorry. Pelicans, they're out of the playoffs right now, aren't they? Or are they not?
All they do is think of Davis. That's it.
Yeah, with the Bulls, they're awful. The Knicks, they're awful.
They beat Charlotte.
That's not saying much. You did beat the Timberwolves, but I don't know, was that during the Jimmy Butler fiasco? Then you beat the then you beat the Cavaliers, then you beat the Pelicans, and you got beat by the Mavericks.
But isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Right.
I mean, why criticize them for going out there what they're supposed to do?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying wait till the second round when they're down 3-1 and they're arguing about who's passing the ball and how many shots Kyrie's taking. And that's when the dumpster fire and everything. Here's the thing, though. I don't know. I'm not worried about the regular season.
Regular season 10-10. And now look where they're at. They're within, 2 games, 3 games?
They're within 4 games.
Can you count the NBA Eastern Conference teams with winning records for me over there in that paper for you?
We've got Toronto, Philadelphia, Boston, all have winning records. Do you count a 500 team?
No, that's not a winning record.
Okay, we can't count Charlotte then.
So that's 3.
We got Milwaukee, Indiana.
5.
Detroit's 13-13. Can't count them.
No, can't count them.
All right, and I'm done.
How many's that? 5?
There's not that many more on the other side.
The West has about 11 teams over 500, maybe.
Well, let's
count the West.
Let's see.
Just look up below.
We have Memphis, Dallas, San Antonio, 15-14. That counts, right?
Oh yeah.
And then we've got Denver, Oklahoma City, Portland, all have winning records, and Golden State, of course, the LA Clippers and the LA Lakers are both 17-11. Sacramento winning record 15-12. And then poor Phoenix, 5-24.
Well, you just listed off 10 winning records in the Western Conference.
So, is Kevin okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You bang your head, buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. But the West but that's been, for years, they've talked about the West being the stronger conference. You know, the West has had better teams and so on and so forth. And LeBron kept the East competitive.
He did keep the East competitive.
But that really, 17-11, the Lakers and Clippers right there together. Boy, if they added a couple of players, it might not be LeBron's town. Wouldn't that be a shame if that happened?
Yeah, it wouldn't be LeBron's town. Los Angeles?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be LeBron's town for many years if what the move you were talking about, Kawhi Leonard, happens.
People talk. You know, that
I know.
People, it's hard to say with any certainty if that's going to happen, but I guess it would not hurt my feelings. Not just because, but I'm kind of an underdog type guy. And wouldn't it be great? You know, the Lakers are all the flash and all the attention and all that. Would it be if they were upstaged by the Clippers, Terry?
It's been that way for the past couple of years, though.
Yeah.
During the CP3, Blake Griffin era with DeAndre, Jamal Crawford, those were the days towards the later end of Kobe's career. It was all Clippers. They were really the big dogs in town.
Yeah.
But they could just never get past the first or second round of the playoffs. That's always. But if you add a dynamic player who's been there before and won it in Kawhi Leonard, I think that he brings a winner's mentality.
Yeah, that'd be a different dynamic.
And they still have Doc Rivers coaching, don't they?
The Clips?
Yeah. Don't they still have
Terry would know that.
Yeah.
Does Leonard, is he only like this is his last year?
I don't think he's got. I don't think he's got a multi-year contract in Toronto.
No, he don't.
He's
free agent.
But it's hard to keep up with the Clippers. I almost never talk about them. You know, I mean, you almost never hear.
It's hard to keep up with West Coast teams. Because if they're on television, most of us here.
I was on Twitter the other night at like 12:30 trying just reading stuff before I fell asleep, and I looked and it was like second quarter of the Warriors game.
It's like, dude, it's like midnight over here. And that's what they talk about a lot, how it's hard for these West Coast Pac-12 teams in college football. I know that we're still talking about NBA, but that's just a...
Tom, did you go down... When did you go move down here?
I was 9.
9, okay. And I'm guessing you remember. The Bulls and Jordan was on WGN.
Right.
Every single channel.
Yes.
And it was during all kinds of the days. This was at midnight and 11 o'clock. Just think about it like that. Like, you'd have to stay up to midnight to watch Jordan every night. And it was on WGN, and if you had cable, anywhere in the country, you got to watch Jordan every single night. And people thought, like, ESPN's the Browns channel. Like, it was actually Jordan's channel.
Yeah, but it was, it's funny that you talk about that. You mentioned WGN, and what else pops in my mind is TBS and the Braves. And you can watch every single Atlanta Braves game because that was the Atlanta Superstation. And then you had the Chicago Superstation. And I tell you, growing up as a kid, now that you mentioned that, I used to watch them all the time because there was a ball game on.
I think the gym's 24.
Because it's not like it is. It's not like it is now where you have 10 ESPNs and Big Ten Network and SEC Network and all that stuff. No, you had the Chicago station and the Atlanta station, and I watch. That's what I grew up with. I mean, watching that all the time.
Jordan and the WGN station was just awesome. Just every night.
Now, if you don't have Red Zone every Sunday, it's Panther Day. So
No. I tell you that if you go to some of the local restaurants, they will put the game on for you. Like some of them I've gone to, and it's like, hey, put the Browns game on. They give me a kind of a look, and I was like,
I expect them to.
There's one guy here buying food, and it's the Browns game. Turn the channel.
It is. You go to some, you go here or there, just pick out one out in the corner and say, hey, I want the Browns game up there. They'll put the game on for you.
In the far corner.
I think it's getting better.
The way I see it is you can pay the $300 and some for that, or I can pay $300 and get food every week and watch the game. So that's kind of the way I Mr. Cheapskate, Mr. Teacher, Mr. Cheapskate. That's kind of how I do it.
Speaking of WGN, I know a guy that he always loved WGN because Chicago, when they played during the summer, all their games were in the evening.
Right.
And he'd get to see every one of them, and it took him away from mowing grass, doing stuff his wife wanted to do.
Well, that's what I said about the Cubs and also Braves. You got to think how many games I got to see the Cardinals because of those two channels too. Like you play the Cubs 30 times, you play the Braves, 10 more times. So I get to see 40 Cardinal games.
No, your daddy just
ESPN not going to show it.
Your dad just has 2 kids watch ball games anymore. Calvin, yes, they do. They watch the YouTube highlights on their phone. They watch the snap. And my daughter was like, "Dad, did you see the Ohio State Snapchat story?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
I mean, I do that. I do that too. I use Twitter because I'm in class until I'm in class from 8 till 1.
From doing in class.
No, I don't use it during class. I'm saying like after class because I've already missed the shows I wanted to watch that were the morning shows. I have to catch the highlights just on Twitter when I'm on my way home.
Yeah, did WGN have the Cubs and the White Sox games?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had them both, didn't they? Because I can remember.
The Cubs were first. You saw the Cubs.
But they still Jordan the minor league games on there.
Right. That's right. I forgot about that.
All that. The ESPN was there, but it was so good that I saw more Cardinal stuff on those 2 channels than I ever did on ESPN.
But what the big deal was, I can remember about 1989 or 1990. Remember when ESPN started doing Sunday night baseball, and there was that one game on every Sunday night, and it was a big deal, and that's when they started the baseball tonight. Yeah. I used to watch that. That's back when Nolan Ryan was still pitching. And, he's 46 years old, still throwing no-hitters. I mean, it was great, but it was like, that one marquee game you got to watch, and now it's kind of oversaturation. I mean,
but that's all, it's all regional coverage. Just like I said, you can never see anything on ESPN. ESPN is going to focus about the Northeast all the time. That's where they're located.
I don't know. I think ESPN likes this. I think they like the Southeastern Conference. I really do. I think ESPN's got a bit of SEC.
They like the ratings. Yeah, first and foremost. Yeah, they love the ratings from the SEC. They do. They go based on what their contracts are, Tom. So if you look at theirs on the ESPN, if you click on the sports, NASCAR is now below wrestling on there because they have a contract with the WWE. ESPN does.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So you can look. You'll have WNBA, hockey, every sport you could think of, and NASCAR's like 15th in their listening. Yeah. Because they don't cover them. Remember, they used to be one of the networks that covered them there every NBC's not covered them until the end of this year. It's over. Yeah. I think they're done with NBC.
But the kids don't. What's hurting NASCAR is the kids don't watch it like they used to. I mean, when I first started teaching, everybody had a Dale Jr. T-shirt or somebody, and now they just don't do it. I'm Terry, you probably see that over at West Lincoln.
We're doing a lot of kids now. I mean, a lot of them tell about what I do. A lot of them say, I watch it when they first start, and then I'll go do something and come back about 2 hours later to see the end of it.
Yeah. Well, I listen to a lot. Since I've started working radio, I do listen to a lot more games. And now that you've got like all these, you can pick up stations from all over the country. I'll listen to the Ohio State game or something like that. But like a car race or something like that, that's something you could put in your pocket and listen to and all that. And Panthers games, because everybody at work's a Panthers fan, so I have to listen. I'll turn on, Calvin's station, listen to the Panthers game a little bit. But I enjoy listening to the game sometimes more than I do watching the game. Yeah. Because if you watch the game, you got to sit there in front of the TV. But if you listen, you can kind of do what you got to do and get your chores done.
Has been on a fall evening and you're going outside and you got some, maybe not mowing grass, but even if you got headsets you can listen. But anything else and have a ball game on while you're working.
Right. Yeah. Saturdays what we would do, we would play the fellas come on and play basketball at the house, but we'd have the radio on.
What are you doing all night? What are you doing?
It was basketball, football. When the Fox, we were playing basketball the whole time.
Yeah.
It's time for a break. We'll come back to talk NFL football. We will talk Shelby here in just a little bit. I got to get out of here in just a minute. I do want to talk NFL before I get out of here. And then we're going to do some wrap-ups and stuff. I don't know where Carson's at. I guess Banana Man's going to be here today. I'm going to get some equipment from him. I specifically
what happened to him? It looks like he passed out. You know what? He's tailgating before the app game. And and he's got a little early start. He's going to have to wake up. But good thing the game's not till 9 o'clock.
I did hear, I think last night I was on Hollywood. You mentioned the Youngstown State game.
I was so cold that game. And Chris Cogler took me to that game. And Chris was an Appalachian grad. And I tell you what, there were so many mean, alcohol-infused Appalachian State fans as I had.
Jason Say, my
gosh.
Did you sit on the visitor side?
No, I did not. I said Cogdell made me sit on the Appalachian side, and I told you, I thought Appalachian people, these are mountain-friendly, hippie-type people. No, they. I tell you what, they are daggum mean if you go on their side with the other team's color. I mean, I'll tell you, mean.
Oh, that's what you did.
He made me do it.
That's his fault. Then.
Like I had on my, of course, I had on my Youngstown stuff, and we were in the parking lot. You know, we had
prank, lost the bet.
we brought a little. I think like we brought a little grill up there, and we did a little. You know, we had a good time, and everybody was nice in the parking lot. Oh, you know, my cousins went to Youngstown State. You know, my cousin Patty, cousin George. You know, my uncle Frank. All of them went to Youngstown State. So I went up there. You know, it's like, oh, okay, this won't be so bad. This is just, you know, it's just Appalachian State. I'm gonna tell you what, it was an experience.
All of a sudden, you knew that your name was a bunch of different things.
Yes. Oh my God, Terry, right in my face.
That's exactly.
And I had to tell one. You know, I was maybe in my early 30s at the time. As some 18-year-old kid.
2006, December 9th.
Yes, who was in. You know, it was like in a tank top and, you know, crazy, one of these crazy kids. And I said, young man, I said, you need to back up for me right now. I know I'm outnumbered, but you need to back up for me. But I'm gonna tell you what, they get into it, man.
So that was the year I beat Michigan, Tom, too.
No.
Yeah, well,
was that the same year?
2006.
Well, all I know is Youngstown State could not block that defensive front. They were really good that year up front, and it was. I got out of hand. I think it was like 62-20 or something like that. I mean, it was.
Do you remember the goalposts?
No, I'm not in that game.
There was a time or two when Jason saying your broadcast partner helped the goalposts make their way to the pond and the downtown Main Street, and he's been a hold of that thing.
But if I want to remember, do they still have?
I got a picture of him.
Do they still
holding the front of it?
Do they still have metal seats there? Do they have metal seats at that time?
I'm not sure. They did then, yeah.
Because I just remember so cold.
Yeah.
What was so cold? I had on like 2 pairs of socks and my toes were so cold. I'm like, oh my God.
I don't think they would anymore, Terry. They put the fencing up and made it nice and pretty and grassy. I know it used to be a mudslide over there.
Little off topic, but their baseball facility's pretty nice too.
It's been moved around 3 or 4 times. It was moved 3 times. From the span from, I think, the 2 years before I went to the 2 years after I went. It was crazy. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back just a few minutes. JP, you ready to go out? I can't see from where I'm sitting. I just got to...
No, he's good.
There he is. Good morning, JP. Hey.
Good morning.
JP, you're the best board op at KTC. You won your award Wednesday night.
I know.
I know. Just make sure you hit these buttons right now. All right, buddy. All right, we're back just minutes. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the boss for our live radio remote broadcast this Saturday, December 15th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. We'll be there with free Subway sandwiches from Subway in Boger City. And this Saturday, we're having our toy drive. Please come out and bring a new toy and put it in the bed of a big GMC truck. The toys will be distributed to local children across Cleveland County by the Salvation Army of Shelby. You can also make a monetary donation to the Salvation Army as well. Plus, register to win free prizes that will be given away. And be sure to check out the great deals at Renato Honda, Renato Kia, and Renato Buick GMC. And when you buy a new or pre-owned vehicle, you'll get a free 7 to 10 pound smoked ham from Morris Supermarket in Shelby. So come on out and take a test drive today and plan now to be there this Saturday, December 15th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. for the big Salvation Army toy drive at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
Terry Clark inviting you to join me this week for Country Gold, where we play all your favorites from the 80s and 90s.
Country Gold with Terry Clark, Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, online at KDCBroadcasting.com.
Join us for the Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts broadcast of this year's Shelby Christmas Parade this Sunday starting at 2:45 p.m. on YouTube, KTCBroadcasting.com. Brought to you by our title sponsor, Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts on West Warren Street in Shelby, by Love's Fish Box on Shelby Road in Kings Mountain, by Hopper Heating and Air Conditioning on Kings Road in Shelby, by Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain, by Diane Ledbetter and Foothills Remax on East Marion Street in Shelby, by Bear's Floor Covering on the Dixon School Road in Kings Mountain, by Sheila Sheds in Shelby, Lincolnton, and Cherryville, by Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell, by Sism & Sons Paint and Body Shop on Shelby Road, Kings Mountain, by Ronaldo Auto Mall on Highway 74 East in Shelby, by Oakey's Tire and Recapping on West Warren Street in Shelby, by West End Sales on Highway 18 North in Vale, by All Care Insurance Agency on Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, by Auto Parts U Pull on County Home Road in Shelby, by Bill Schubert Heating and Air on Campbell Street in Shelby, by Gamble's Amico on DeKalb Street in Shelby, by Parker Farm Service on Bessie Drive, Kings Mountain, and by Webb Chemical and Paper Company on Highway 74 west of Shelby. Don't miss the Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts broadcast of this year's Shelby Christmas Parade, starting at 2:45 on YouTube and KTCBroadcasting.com.
When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincolnton, WCSL Cherryville. Online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Every morning is different for everybody. Nate gets up for the early shift, while Brad is just getting home from the night shift. Pam runs a PR and a 5K, while Drew runs late to work. Beth proposes a road trip to her boyfriend, while Mark proposes to his girlfriend. Luckily, there's a McDonald's for every morning.
Start your morning with a rich, smooth, and freshly brewed McCafe coffee. And now, get any size for just $1 at McDonald's. Limited time offer. Price of participation may vary. A la carte only.
It's time to tee it up at Kings Mountain Country Club, open to the public 7 days a week. Play and ride 18 holes Monday through Friday for $28. Play and ride 18 holes on weekends for $40. And seniors 55 and older can play and ride Monday through Friday for just $24. For your tee time, call 704-739-5871 for the Kings Mountain Country Club, 100 Country Club Drive in Kings Mountain.
Good morning. I should have set room so I could look at my standings and stuff and nothing fun earlier. Anyway, NFL time. Thursday night, and Carson's not here. But
yeah, Carson.
He didn't want to talk about the best team in Los Angeles today.
No, he didn't. Well, he also told me last week, he said, 95% of the time the home team wins. Well, it did not Thursday.
Yeah, usually that. But if you look at Kansas City, Tyreek Hill was banged up. He didn't have a real good game. And it seemed like Kansas City had somebody else that was hurt besides Hill. I can't remember.
Well, their running back was kicked off.
Yeah, but they had
and in the second string running back to go in the game by 14.
Yeah, I know. I know that.
So I don't want to hear about somebody was hurt.
Yeah.
So like Jason Garrett was coaching that game. You lose like that. I don't know what he was taking. Sometimes coaches, and I know it's not a popular thing to do, but it's sometimes better to take 3 knees and punt the ball than it is for you to call a pass.
Yeah.
Or you to run out of bounds. Or you to do something stupid. So think about it sometimes. 3 knees and a pass, and 3 knees and a punt in the NFL is 2 minutes, about 15 seconds.
So far this past few weeks, Kansas City has started to sputter.
they're not as electric as they were early in the year. I was listening to a podcast, and they said, hey, this is an Andy Reid coached team. This is what happened in Philadelphia. They would get down, they would get closer and closer to playoff time, start to sputter out. In Kansas City, even with the Alex Smith years, they would start out hot, and they would sputter out.
I tell you who's a good player for them, though. Their tight end. With Kelsey?
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
That's
that guy.
Let me tell you about him. He's what made me lose my fantasy league because he only got 6 points Thursday night. Don't tell me how good that
I think he might be the other one that might be.
Yeah, probably. He might be the best.
But I watched him. I can't remember which game it was. I want to say maybe it was a Raiders game or something like that. But I'm telling you, he could not be stopped. He is just really good.
You were talking about. I think we might have tweeted each other, but I said we was talking about defenses.
Right.
And I said, when I set out there, I said Kansas City will not be in the Super Bowl for the simple reason they're going to falter, just like they're starting to do now. The Rams will not be in the Super Bowl because their defense cannot stop anything.
I'm just going to tell you.
The only team that has a chance, and I put in there, was the Saints on account of their defense is in the top 10.
They're 11th right now.
You get Chicago out in Los Angeles where it's 75 degrees in January, and they're going to beat the Bears.
So, Terry, I'm glad you
remember me saying that. They're going to beat the Bears. In a warm weather game, they will beat the Bears if they have to go out.
All right, so I did some fuzzy math for you guys. So I took the offensive rankings, scoring rankings, and the defensive scoring rankings. So if you're 10th and 10th, you add it up, it's 20, right? Okay. So I did all 12 teams were in the playoffs, is the 12 teams I did, okay? We've got ranking from worst to first, okay? All right. Worst team in the playoffs right now, according to this, is the 28th best defense, but the #1 offense, Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
They're tied.
They don't have a lot of territory.
They're tied with 29 points with the Minnesota Vikings, actually. But I gave the tiebreaker to the better defense, Minnesota, with 11th ranked defense, 18th on offense.
Now, I don't know. Kansas City had a number of guys in the secondary that were out. Have they gotten any of those guys back?
Eric Berry is back.
Okay.
Eric Reed's in the Panthers.
Yeah.
He's probably the guy who
He's in San Francisco. I know, Eric Reed's all right. He's in San Francisco.
Too many names. It's too hard to keep up with.
All right, 10th. Terry, you don't like this one. Cowboys, 10th best team.
That's kind of the offense right now still.
If you had quarterback, you'd be a heck of a football team, but he's in football.
And I am a Cowboys fan this week. I need them to beat the Colts, Terry. I need them.
Got a chance to make the playoffs. Let me tell you something. After you get done with these rankings, we're going to talk about that because I heard Dallas. Dallas. I heard something blasphemous the other day. I'm sure. Shouldn't have even been a debate. If it's about Dallas, there's all kinds of blasphemy. All right, number 9, Carson's Rams, 21 total points, guys. Their defense, 18th overall.
Doesn't Darnold lead the lead in sacks?
They're actually third on offense.
With all that talent they got on defense, and they're no better than that.
I don't necessarily know if it's talent or if it's just star names. They're just names.
It reminds me of the Oakland Raiders when they had all the elite sap and everyone.
I'm not sitting here before the season and tell Carson when you throw in Dominican Sue and Maurice Peters and
that's right. I saw it. Yes.
When you throw in Dominican Sue into a defense that was already good and didn't really need him, has he ever made a defense? They went out to Jacksonville and got Dante Fowler. He hasn't done anything at Jacksonville. And I'm not.
I wish he was here because you could.
Listen, I'm not one to be about the locker room thing, about friendships and everything. There's a difference between being friends with someone and this dude's a psycho. I don't want to be near him. Like, so what? But there's something different about him. Come out of that locker room. But here's what's bad: they're 18th in defense. So what's different? Their pass rush is fine. It's their secondary that's been so awful. Is it secondary or linebackers? I think it's their secondary because Marcus Peters, if he doesn't have a safety over top of him, he's just a liability. Aqib Talib's a shutdown cornerback, but he's been hurt most of the year. So I think that's the secondary is what's because Donald's leading the league in sacks for a reason. They're obviously getting to the quarterback. 8th best team, Pittsburgh Steelers, 20 points, 16th on defense. Doesn't lose this weekend. No, 16th on defense, 4th on offense. They're gonna lose Sunday.
Pittsburgh plays New England, right?
Right. New England's number 7. Pittsburgh 8, New England 7. New England's tied with the Seahawks and Texans with 17 actually, but like I said, I'm giving the tiebreakers to the defense. So you got Seahawks, Patriots, and Texans all with 17. Here's their rankings. New England 11th on defense, 6th on offense. Seahawks 8th defense, 9th offense. So surprisingly for some non-Seahawks fans there. Texans there in Houston, 5th on defense, 12th.
Now I've watched them play. They're good.
You like them?
They're good. Yes, they are good.
Yeah. Before the season started, we thought the NFC was going to be the strong, and it's totally turned around. There's 9 teams above 500.
Well, you got Watt and Clowney, your defensive ends. If Clowney gets
finally, the day we was talking last night about their defensive ends can control the game.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they can. I mean, they can really play.
They got Honey Badger in the safety.
And the quarterback Watson. You can't get him on the ground.
Yeah, decent receivers.
You cannot get him on the ground.
They're pretty solid team.
They're good.
All right, the number 4 team, the Baltimore Ravens, and they just made a quarterback change.
Yeah, Flacco was now the backup.
The number 1 defense in the NFL is Baltimore still, and they're 13th in offense. 13th in offense. So Flacco's healthy. Reports from Adam Schefter was that he was looking good in practice, throwing the ball well. Flacco, plants his back foot. You were talking about. I think someone last night said about Flacco didn't want to come to Boone. He's never been to Boone. They played in Chattanooga.
Oh, okay.
The championships. You don't want to come 2 hours left of Boone, I guess. So you don't want to come. The Blue Hens. I remember that game. And I couldn't imagine Flacco.
Is he a free agent after the season?
I think so.
Okay.
No. They're in like a year or 2 more, don't they? Yeah, he's got. They're in a his contract. The question about him and Jacksonville.
I'm saying you could probably get good trade.
The question about Joe Flacco that's been circling is, will he just stay the backup?
No.
Or will he retire? I think he'll
go somewhere. He'll go somewhere where there's a team in place. Where there's a team in place, he'll go.
And you know what's going to happen if that happens?
They leave in Dallas, Terry.
No balls if he leaves.
Terry, if y'all put Joe Flacco, I'll pick the Cowboys to win 2 out of their last 3.
I don't care. That's right. You got a running quarterback back there that's going to get hurt.
He's going to get busted in December. January. He came in.
He's not a Cam Newton.
Terry, he came in with only 5 games left, really. So I tell Flacco to sit there like blue blood celebrity. He's won 2 out of the 3, and he's going to have a whole off season to learn it as well. They'll be fine without Joe Flacco. I'm not saying Lamar Jackson's the next big thing, but they'll be fine without Flacco.
Was he elite at Louisville? Who? Was he an elite quarterback at Louisville?
Yes, he was an elite quarterback at Louisville. He won the Heisman.
I don't give a
In the next year after he won the Heisman.
Should we go through all the quarterbacks that won the Heisman?
He asked the question, was he an elite quarterback at Louisville? Louisville lost.
Yeah, but he was.
He was an elite.
The next year. We can't fault a quarterback because he's got a crap team, or else we would have been throwing Dak under the bus all early in the year.
He did have some crazy numbers at Louisville.
And the next year after the Heisman, he won.
Yeah.
And the next year after the Heisman, what he won, they were losing, but he had better numbers passing the ball.
I have seen too many quarterbacks come in the NFL that like a Randall Cunningham, and we start naming them, that were running quarterbacks that didn't last.
John Elway, Steve Young.
Yeah, but they sort of
Young and Elway both, and I was going to mention earlier that no quarterback, the only running quarterback that's actually winning the Super Bowl while being a running quarterback is Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Steve Young was not a running quarterback when he won. He threw 6 touchdowns.
1 out of 50-something.
Yeah, he won.
Who was that playoff game, Steve?
And they had the best defense in the league.
They had that crazy run.
That's how Cam made the Super Bowl. That's how all these other guys. That's how Rex Grossman made the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, there's a possibility that he's going to be good because look. You can't say Michael Vick's career was a bust. No, because he never went to the Super Bowl. He's probably the most electric player to ever come through the NFL. Anytime one of these running quarterbacks don't throw picks and they have a top 10 defense, they have a chance to win. Baltimore's got when Cam wins, they have a top 10 defense and they don't throw picks. Yeah. It's just the fact that he can take punishment. And he can. He's a big guy. He's a different runner than anyone that's ever been just because he's bigger. He's not faster than anybody. He's just bigger. There's a difference between you can see when the DBs come up and even the linebackers, they don't take full shots on Cam. And and they do on these other quarterbacks and the Vicks and they will in there if they can. Let me read some of Hunter's quarterback winning Heisman winners.
Didn't Danny Werfel win that?
Oh, it's about to get fun.
Yeah. Gino Torres.
Kyler Murray this year. He's shorter than me. Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, Johnny Manziel, Robert Griffin, Cam Newton, Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow. Tom's got a jersey of Troy Smith. Matt Leinart, Jason White, Carson Palmer, Eric Crouch, Chris Weinke, Danny Werfel, that's my favorite, Charlie Ward, Gino Toretta, Ty Bettner, Barry Sanders and Andre Ware won back-to-back ones with people that say that.
Andre Ware. Andre Ware. Forgot about that guy.
He could fly.
Houston, right? He was at Houston when that was when the spread was born down there.
Vinny Testaverde, Doug Flutie. Not a great list. Some decent quality, but I know what you're saying.
I was just answering the was he good in college?
And
he was very good.
He was. He could beat North Carolina. Well, that's good for him.
Did they beat Clemson?
I don't think
they played Clemson.
It's just like this year coming up with Murray winning Heisman. I hate that. Because Alabama's going to beat them to death.
I hope they do.
I got stat for Terry on that before I leave.
I don't know if they're going to beat them to death. The Citadel gave Alabama a good game.
So the Ravens were
Alabama's defense.
The Ravens were pretty good before we got sidetracked. Number 3. Team in the NFL, according to the rankings.
Going into the playoffs.
The New Orleans Saints.
Their defense is good.
In defense. Second.
Breeze has had a couple off games though, Terry. Last couple weeks.
He struggled this past week.
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yes, he's my fantasy quarterback, and what has happened is the first 12 weeks of my season were a smooth ride. I had James Conner, and I picked him in like the 5th round, and someone else picked Bill. So I'm smooth ride. I've got the second most points in the league, and we get into playoffs, and then this week I have 4 starters get hurt, and then the past 2 weeks Drew Brees has been playing like dog crap, and then we get to here today. And so Thursday night I'm like, I need Travis Kelce to have a big night, and it doesn't happen. 6 points. I'm going against Philip Rivers. The other guys also has the running back for the Chargers and the kickers for the Chiefs. I'm just like, this isn't good at all. And he did have Robert Woods on the bench. I got by with that one. But Drew has been struggling. I need him to come big this week. Sorry, Panther fans. I need him to go about 50 on him this week to save it, just in case. I need to push him. But yeah, they're one of 4 teams, guys, with top 10 in both offense and defense. So if you're looking for Super Bowl contenders, here's your 4 teams, top 10 in both offense and defense. Chargers, Saints, Bears, and Seahawks.
I'm taking the Chargers out of that bunch.
Aren't the Chargers playing in a soccer stadium right now?
Yes. They're the number 2 team in our poll. They're actually tied with the Bears for number 1. I give the tiebreaker to the Bears defense. Bears defense is 3rd with a 7th offense. Chargers got the 6th defense and 4th offense. I know JP didn't think any of our sports comments were funny. He's in there losing it.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll look at some of the other news and notes I may have had. Oh, here's your one, Terry. You like this one? Who's throwing more passes this year? Y'all think people think Drew Brees and Philip Rivers throw a lot of passes, right? This is before Thursday night. This is after Sunday's game or Monday's games.
Is it Roethlisberger?
Cam Newton and Dak Prescott have attempted more passes than Drew Brees and Philip Rivers.
Well, they don't have to. They've got good running backs.
Yeah, because you got Gordon. Melvin Gordon's a running back out.
He's hurt,
but he's been banged up.
He's supposed to come back next week.
But he's good. I've watched a couple of their games, late games.
That's really helped them. And they lost Tomlinson before Philip Rivers fell off because he had no run.
So I heard throw more passes than Drew Brees of Dak Prescott.
And he's completing.
Now you said that.
We do love it.
Brees and Rivers, remember they've thrown less passes than these two.
Yeah.
Have more yards, more touchdowns, and less interceptions than them. Cam Newton swing passes to Cam Newton this year is completing 68%. Everybody's talking about how good he is, how great McCaffrey is. Swing passes to McCaffrey. 86 of 99 to him, 87% on the swing passes to McCaffrey. Everyone else
A little backfield flip.
Everyone else is 61%.
And then that last red zone drive that Panthers had, McCaffrey didn't touch the football.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that.
They get down there the end zone and smooth pass, and Terry texts me after the Panthers scored in the first drive. I was, Terry, it always takes teams one series to figure out the only thing the Panthers do. Right down the field.
It's amazing.
They did. Every team does that, though.
I don't know. Like, I watched Cleveland try to cover him with a linebacker. Are other teams trying to cover him with a linebacker? Because that's just not going to happen.
When you play them, and that's what and every team does. The Browns playing once. You're not seeing this every week. Same thing like playing an option team. So we have to play zone because we can't turn our backs on the running quarterback. So we're limited to our defense. So when you see Cam throwing all these open, why are these receivers open when he does them? Because he's there playing zone. And when Cam gets more than 4 seconds, somebody's going to find a zone to get open. So that's why you got to blitz him in the zone as well. And they sit there and let him do that, and these defenses aren't used to that. So how many teams? Okay, if I'm going to play against the Cowboys or whoever else, how many teams do you plan for? They're going to throw 25 swing passes, or all tight ends. It's not. You don't plan for that. You don't think about that. So a lot of times you'll see those linebackers that just miss McCaffrey by a step. You're like, why wasn't he there to begin with? He's not probably used to every single play. Is this guy might? They're going to throw it to him, hand it to him, or Cam's going to keep it himself. A lot of teams do that.
What's really amazing to me how durable McCaffrey is.
He's been great.
I mean, he's durable. I mean, he can take hits the whole game.
That's amazing. 5 years. I mean, when you take that kind of punishment he's having to take.
But it doesn't seem like in the fourth quarter he
was That's how you got to look at it. He's been in the NFL for 2 years right now, and he had a whole lot of miles on him coming out of college. We'll see how he does going forward.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, Hunter, you had something a minute ago you wanted to complain about the Cowboys.
Yeah, we'll save it for after this break.
No, we don't have JP, I had to go a few minutes. You can hold on the break. We're going to finish this segment. We're going to finish this segment up a minute. Go ahead, Hunter, on your Cowboys.
Yeah, well, I heard this crazy debate on a network, and the question was, because we know what the matchup is this weekend for the Cowboys, it's Cowboys and the Colts. And the question was, who would you much rather have at quarterback? Dak Prescott or Andrew Luck? And I do not think that's even a close conversation, because I'll take Andrew Luck.
Before or after the injury?
Both. I'm taking him before and after.
He looks good now. I've watched some of his highlights. He's starting to look.
Nobody gave him a chance to even throw a ball this year when he was coming up. Yeah. Every year he has played, he has taken the Colts to the playoffs. 11-5, 11-5, 11-5, and they've had nowhere near the defensive talent, the offensive line talent the Cowboys has. He doesn't have an Ezekiel Elliott, and don't even try to compare T.Y. Hilton to Amari Cooper. T.Y. Hilton is a solid, probably 5 foot my height. Okay, 5'9". All right, he is not big, and he just now got Eric Ebron. There's not been any defensive talent to the Colts till this year. There's no way I'm giving Andrew Luck a spot up for Dak Prescott. There's not. Dak Prescott is scared to throw it deep. He's almost like a check down.
Oh, he's not scared to throw it deep. He's just not very accurate all the time.
You got to have somebody else over there to go
throw deep.
Well, he's got it.
He's got it now. Now, here's your difference. If you go back before Cooper and I was traded over there, look at his totals. He's probably 55%, maybe 60%. But since they have come, I mean, the other day he can put 42.
So you're making my point.
No, he can put 40.
And Andrew Luck has done nothing. Has had nothing.
But I agree.
He even went to the AFC Championship game.
Terry's right. Before Cooper came, they really didn't have a number one receiver.
They had nothing. Yeah. They had tight ends who had never played.
Right, and they lost weight too.
That's just this year. That's just year. I think this year before. He's had years before.
He's garbage for 2 years. His first year there, Dak Prescott was a quarterback that tried to hit the open guy. Never went to Bryant because Bryant never was open. And people complained. Bryant complained, throw it to me. The second year he was there, he tried to put Bryant into things, throwing too many interceptions.
Good quarterbacks don't need you to be open.
Yeah,
you know that.
He has come back this year, and what would you do at the start of the year?
How about the pass to Phil Rivers to win that game? Got in the middle of the field, over the guy's back with his head turned by his ear. Phillip Rivers threw that ball before the break. Travis Benjamin took like 5 steps and Phillip floated it. And then he broke into the ball, turned around the ball, and landed in his hand. Dak Prescott would never throw that pass.
In all seriousness, that was a debate that I heard. Now Terry, obviously, as the Cowboys fan sitting here at the table, who would you take? Would you take long-term Andrew Luck or Dak?
Trade you right now for this playoff run. You would take Luck.
Would you take Andrew Luck?
Take Luck in second.
Okay, Terry.
I'm sorry.
All right, Terry. You need to look at it.
Shannon Reinhardt over here.
Yeah, you need to look at it like this. You need to look at it like this, Terry. You mean to tell me if Andrew Luck had the Dallas Cowboys roster, they would not be the best team in the AFC? That roster.
Would they be?
That defense, all of his weapons on offense, that offensive line, he wouldn't be the best team in the AFC.
In the AFC.
And in the NFC. He could be the best team in football.
No.
Think about it. He's, second in the league in touchdown passes behind Patrick Mahomes?
Luck would have had no trouble. He would have been able to do nothing the same way Prescott could not have did anything at the start of the year.
Terry.
There's no way.
All right, I got a couple of college football news and notes before I
he's done just as much
to give y'all before I leave. These are my fun notes of the week for college football. All right, the Heisman Trophy ballot.
We should get a vote.
Yeah, somebody should.
We should get a vote.
You know how the players, the former winners vote?
Yeah.
Tua was not on the ballot of a lot of these players.
Really?
Wasn't even on the ballot.
I wouldn't vote.
I'm going to read the names. Baker Mayfield, Cam Newton, Steve Owens, Billy Sims, Jason White, Sam Bradford, Pat Sullivan, Bo Jackson, Gino Toretta, Johnny Manziel, Jameis, Tim Brown, Herschel Walkers. Says hashtag Alabama haters, hashtag Roll Tide. That was the tweet that I got.
So you're talking they didn't vote
They didn't even put Alabama on the ballot. Like, whatever, how many other people they put on the ballot? They didn't put Alabama people on the ballot.
Tua had good numbers. Don't get
just
me wrong.
Just to blackball the
hate Alabama. Yeah. I've been people putting Alabama on the list. Nick Saban, Terry, talking about Oklahoma. You ready for this one? I don't think you're ready for this one. Be careful. Upset Century. We'll put some money on it.
We're talking about how many times
Nick Saban is 0-2 versus Heisman winning quarterbacks the season that they won the award. Cam Newton and Johnny Manziel both beat him. He's 1-4 all-time versus Heisman Trophy winners. He beat Jason White in 2003 while he was LSU. Lost to Charles Woodson. Lost to Ron Dane. Nick Saban, 1-4 all-time. Now, how many Heisman Trophy winners are in Mercer in Western Carolina? The teams that they put on their schedule. Huh. No wonder he doesn't schedule real teams.
The Citadel.
He's 1-4 against Heisman Trophy winners.
This is the only thing I have to say. This is the only thing I have to say to that stat.
Yeah.
He lost to Johnny Manziel and Cam Newton both years that they won it. They both were SEC schools that had better defenses than Oklahoma could dream of. I'm just saying. Now, just because they can put up a whole lot of numbers, I'm with Terry. I don't think, and I'll put it, you write it down, I don't think Oklahoma scores more than 25.
Did Wisconsin beat Alabama, if I heard you correctly?
Yeah,
I can't remember that one.
He wasn't at Alabama. He was, that wasn't Alabama. He was at,
okay, is that when he was at Michigan State? Okay.
He lost to Ron Dane and Charles Woodson both at Michigan State.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
He lost to Jason White when he was LSU, and then Cam Manziel beat him in Auburn.
Has that been that long since Ron Dane played college football?
But I will give you
Nick Saban at Michigan State, that's early too.
I will give you this though. This has been the knock on Alabama and Nick Saban. Running quarterbacks have always given Nick Saban a fit. Johnny Manziel did it, and Cam Newton probably.
Some of those teams that played the ball out too.
They just give him a fit.
So did Zeke Elliott, who should have won the Heisman and just basically ran it down. Old Nick Saban.
All right, I did it. You know our power poll here, right? Yeah. We do in high school. I did a power poll for college football. I'll let you guys think about this and talk about this. I got to go. So the power poll, it ended up being who's the Final Four? Final Four is Alabama, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
So according to my power poll, 2 point for a Power 5 win, -1 for a Power 5 loss. Non-Power 5 is 1 win, -2 for a loss. And add it up, Clemson's your number 1 team, 24 power points. Alabama 23 is number 2. Notre Dame and Ohio State actually tied at 3rd with 22 power points. Oklahoma is 5th at 21. So according to the to the Final Four. They're right in the neighborhood with that, and Ohio State being right there at it. Washington, the other teams of note, real quick on that, Washington State and Georgia both had 17. If you were wondering, Washington 16, Michigan 15. Central Florida, folks, only 13. You know, they don't play too many Power 5 teams at all. And Appalachian State, for you folks, where they are.
In all defense of Central Florida, they won't play them. Okay.
And that's what I said. What jerks is it? The Alabama and Auburn. Blame the schools that make sure problem. You won't play them. You play them.
I will. I know.
Marshall off your schedule, bring them in.
I know I'm biased for Ohio State, but I remember Ohio State one year, TCU, they were talking about letting them in the playoff.
Yeah.
And Ohio State athletic director said, y'all are playing the Little Sisters of the Poor.
Yeah.
And TCU said, well, play us. And Ohio State said, okay, we'll come down there and play it. Ohio State went down there and beat them. You know TCU won't go to Columbus next year. They bought out of the contract. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're going to run your mouth, you need to go ahead and ante up if you're going to do it. But in Central Florida's case, they won't play them. You know what I mean? It's not the case where, like, Central Florida says, hey, somebody play us. And, you know, okay, SEC team, Big Ten team, somebody go down there and play them at their place.
If they schedule Vanderbilt, Kentucky, and Duke and Wake Forest, and they would say, we didn't play good enough big teams. There's always going to be you never did it enough.
I would love to see a marquee Big Ten, SEC, somebody go down there and do a hole in the bowl.
This is going to be the big matchup. Who they beat in the bowl last year?
They beat Auburn.
Auburn last year.
Yeah. Who beat Alabama?
They beat Auburn. Here's another big test because I do want to go. You guys got to go break too. Before is it next year? You're next. College football next. Pull it up. Do the picks. I got you. I've got to go. JP in the house.
Hey, and no texting and driving. Don't be texting in here telling us what to do when you're driving.
I've got a talk to text app.
Don't be doing that.
I got a talk to text app. I got this. All right, we'll see. I gotta go find my Corlin and Robert Carson's at and
up his butt and say Banana Carson's.
I didn't want to have to go to Gaston today, but I guess all right, we gotta go. Y'all have a good day Saturday. I'm going to finish my breakfast and to Raleigh for the state championship. Folks, tune in at 2:00. Will Pasco, Jeff Jones, and hopefully if all the equipment works right, I'll be on the sideline. I don't know if the microphone will go that far. Seriously, it's so silly.
It's going to take you probably not.
It's insane how high that is right there. Yeah, all right, guys, we'll be back on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the boss for our live radio remote broadcast this Saturday, December 15th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. We'll be there with free Subway sandwiches from Subway in Boger City. And this Saturday, we're having our toy drive. Please come out and bring a new toy and put it in the bed of a big GMC truck. The toys will be distributed to local children across Cleveland County by the Salvation Army of Shelby. You can also make a monetary donation to the Salvation Army as well. Plus, register to win free prizes that will be given away. And be sure to check out the great deals at Renato Honda, Renato Kia, and Renato Buick GMC. And when you buy a new or pre-owned vehicle, you'll get a free 7 to 10 pound smoked ham from Morris Supermarket in Shelby. So come on out and take a test drive today and plan now to be there this Saturday, December 15th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. for the big Salvation Army toy drive at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
Dr. John L. Cloninger III of Lincolnton will brighten your smiles with professional cosmetic dentistry and smile enhancement procedures for everyone. Even Duke fans will smile at the work of this Tar Heel. The office of Dr. John L. Cloninger III is located at 904 Doncha Drive. For an appointment, call 704-735-0765. That's 704-735-0765. And John III says best wishes to all high school athletes.
Maybe a punctuation mark on a career night.
Register to win $1,000 in Christmas cash. It will be given away Monday, December the 24th, Christmas Eve at 8 a.m. on the Boston Carolina Country. Register today with no obligation to buy at Brown & Howe Dentistry on East Marion Street in Shelby, at Love Insurance Agency on East Main Street in Lincolnton, at Mountain Holiday in downtown Kings Mountain, at Denny's Restaurant on East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia, at Classical Lamp Designs on Highway 180 North in Shelby, at the Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, at Hillbilly's Barbecue on East Garrison Boulevard in Gastonia, at Honda Motorcycles on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Parker Farm Service on Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain, at Mi Pueblito Mexican Restaurant on West Warren Street in Shelby, and at Watson Carpet and Tile on East Main Street in Lincolnton. Register and win the $1,000 Christmas cash giveaway. When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincolnton, WCSL Cherryville. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Isolated and alone?
That's how millions of Americans feel while experiencing a mental health crisis.
Need to talk? Our providers love to listen.
Call us now at 1-888-235-HOPE.
That's 1-888-235-4673.
Partners, improving lives and strengthening communities in North Carolina. 1-888-235-HOPE. 235-4673.
It's the 30th anniversary of NBA basketball in Charlotte, and the Hornets are writing the latest chapter in Charlotte basketball history with their first-year head coach, James Borrego. Fast-paced and high-flying. Join the new voice of Charlotte Hornets basketball, Chris Kroger, and 10-year NBA veteran Matt Carroll as they deliver every thrilling moment of Hornets hoops all season long on the Charlotte Hornets Radio Network.
Here's Charlotte Hornet basketball right here on the Boston Carolina Country. WHS, WCSL, and WLON. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com. Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the boss for our live radio remote broadcast this Saturday, December 15th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. We'll be there with free Subway sandwiches from Subway in Boger City. And this Saturday, we're having our toy drive. Please come out and bring a new toy and put it in the bed of a big GMC truck. The toys will be distributed to local children across Cleveland County by the Salvation Army of Shelby. You can also make a monetary donation to the Salvation Army as well. Plus, register to win free prizes that will be given away. And be sure to check out the great deals at Renato Honda, Renato Kia, and Renato Buick GMC. And when you buy a new or pre-owned vehicle, you'll get a free 7 to 10 pound smoked ham from Morris Supermarket in Shelby. So come on out and take a test drive today and plan now to be there this Saturday, December 15th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. for the big Salvation Army toy drive at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Register to win $1,000 in Christmas cash. It will be given away Monday, December 24th, Christmas Eve at 8 o'clock on the Boston Carolina Country. Register today with no obligation to buy at West End Sales, Highway 18 in Vale, at Basic Finance on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Carolina Hardware and Garden Center on the Reedsville Road in Lincolnton, at Amity Finance in downtown Kings Mountain, at the Captain's Cap on Linwood Road in Gastonia, at Turning Head Salon and Spa on Highway 16 in Denver, at K-Cuts Plus on Highway 150 East in Cherryville, at Bayada Nurses on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Distinct Beat on South Oakland Street in Gastonia, at Bill Shuford Heating and Air on Campbell Street in Shelby, at GT Creations in downtown Lincolnton, at Love's Fish Box on Shelby Road in Kings Mountain, and at Renato Honda Kia Buick GMC, Highway 74 East in Shelby. Register and win the $1,000 Christmas cash giveaway.
Join us for the Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts broadcast of this year's Shelby Christmas Parade this Sunday starting at 2:45 p.m. on YouTube, ktcbroadcasting.com. Brought to you by our title sponsor, Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts on West Warren Street in Shelby, by Love's Fish Box on Shelby Road in Kings Mountain, by Hopper Heating and Air Conditioning on Kings Road in Shelby, by Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain, by Diane Ledbetter and Foothills Remax on East Marion Street in Shelby, by Bears Floor Covering on the Dixon School Road in Kings Mountain, by Sheila Sheds in Shelby, Lincolnton, and Cherryville, by Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell, by Sism & Sons Paint and Body Shop on Shelby Road, Kings Mountain, by Renato Auto Mall on Highway 74 East in Shelby, by Oakey's Tire and Recapping on West Warren Street in Shelby, by West End Sales on Highway 18 North in Vale, by All Care Insurance Agency on Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, by Auto Parts U Pull on County Home Road in Shelby. By Bill Schubert Heating and Air on Campbell Street in Shelby. By Gamble's Amico on DeKalb Street in Shelby. By Parker Farm Service on Bessie Drive, Kings Mountain. And by Webb Chemical and Paper Company on Highway 74 west of Shelby. Don't miss the Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts broadcast of this year's Shelby Christmas Parade, starting at 2:45 on YouTube and ktcbroadcasting.com. Caleb Estridge of Kings Mountain is this month's McDonald's WOHS What's Up Shopper Scholar Athlete of the Month. Caleb is a senior at Kings Mountain High School and is the son of David and Cindy Estridge of Kings Mountain. Caleb is a member of the Mountaineer Cross Country team, along with indoor and outdoor track and pole vault. Caleb has a 4.4615 grade point average. His advanced courses include AP Psychology, AP Government, AP Chemistry, AP English Language, AP Statistics, AP Human Geography, AP English Literature, AP Calculus. Caleb is a member of the Elizabeth Baptist Church, where he is a member of the youth band, backpack ministry, basketball and softball teams, and the youth group. Caleb is a member of the Boy Scouts, a certified lifeguard, and has his emergency care and safety certification. Upon graduation, Caleb plans to attend NC State University and seek a dual major in chemical engineering and paper science engineering. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What's Up Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete, not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
Check out the monthly specials at the Cherryville Country Club, open to the public with no reservations required. It's prime rib the first Friday of each month, crab legs on the second Thursday and Friday of each month. It's steak and wine the third Thursday and Friday of each month, and fish camp night, fourth Thursday and Friday of each month. And don't forget about their Sunday buffet, 11 to 2, $16 for adults with discounts for kids. Plus, check out the Chicken on the Run bucket on Sundays. 8 pieces of chicken, 2 sides, and rolls for $14.50. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, Roy Acre Road, Cherryville.
Attention homeowners. With more buyers than sellers, now is the perfect time to sell your home. For over 25 years, Moss Realty has known there is more to selling your home than placing a sign in the yard. To sell your home in days, even hours, trust the hometown specialist at Moss Realty. Satisfied customers have voted Moss Realty Best of Gaston the last 2 years.
Hi, I'm Warren Moss. When you're buying or selling your home, call the professionals at Moss Realty or visit mossrealty.com. Moss Realty, your hometown specialist.
I got like 30 holes, dude.
I know, yeah.
Why don't you just do the rest until next Saturday?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, welcome back. Saturday morning sports talk show brought to you by Campers Inn. Hunter Nancy Thompson and Funny. Texas, Terry Reinhardt. Kevin Hastings just left. He's trying to track down some equipment. Our good friend Carson.
But actually, you know, I feel good. Terry's a long time since I've done this with you, man. I haven't been in here in a long time. These young guys just came in and they always show up. He never needs me anymore. So you
can pop in every time. That's what's so funny. We had last week Tim Johnson came in here and he wasn't even expecting to come on. Kevin had to run back into his office and do some work. And when Kevin came back, Tim was like, "Oh, well, I'm just going to leave." I said, "Tim, we got an extra microphone right here. No one's using it."
But I'm going to tell you, if you think you're just going to pop in, that don't happen when one of the Hastings is in here.
You don't pop in.
One time Calvin was doing a remote, and he was like, "Hey Tom, what do you think about this game?" And then I didn't see where Calvin went off somewhere, so I had the radio station for a little while.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of the week last week, me and Carson went 5-0, and you and Tim went 4-2.
4-2. In college or
basketball?
Okay, basketball picks. Gotcha. Well, now we just finished up NFL talk. Kevin Hastings, after he gets those, is also heading out to the state championship game in Raleigh. Shelby will be taking on North Davidson 2:30. Be sure to tune in for that. But now we're moving on to the step below professional football. It's bowl season, ladies and gentlemen. Bowl season, late December into early January. Games, it seems like every day. Whether it's a big team, small team, everybody gets a shot at the bowl game. We got a couple games today. 5 bowl games today. Cure Bowl, New Mexico Bowl, the Las Vegas Bowl, Camellia Bowl, and the New Orleans Bowl.
Did you get the Celebration Bowl in there? Do you have that one?
Yeah, the Celebration Bowl's at the top. That's North Carolina A&T against Alcorn State.
Right, which is the historically black college university's championship game.
Which one is that?
North Carolina, it's called the Celebration Bowl.
Okay.
And you got North Carolina A&T playing Alcorn State. You know what I would be interested in is I bet North Carolina A&T is just chocked full of North Carolina players. You know what I mean? I bet they got a lot of homegrown talent on that team, and that's why they're good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that some of these kids that maybe didn't go to Carolina, didn't go to an ACC school, they go to North Carolina A&T, and they built a good team there. I mean, they beat Grambling last year in this thing, and
just a person you can look at's a product of North Carolina A&T. He's doing a lot of good on the NFL stage is Tariq Cohen. Tariq Cohen for Chicago Bears played at North Carolina A&T, so it shows you that, hey, kids, you don't always have to play at these big Division I schools. Sometimes staying in state and playing at one of your smaller schools works just as good.
Yeah, and they
are Division I. I didn't mean to say it like that. Just maybe not quite a Power 5 conference team. You can still make it to the league.
But and that's why, you know, another team on the other side of the state like East Carolina, I think if they could just concentrate and recruit North Carolina, they could build a team out there.
That's what has helped Appalachian State.
Appalachian State,
getting kids out of Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, all the ones that kind of got looked over by the Power 5 schools, but still got all the talent in the world.
A lot of good football talent. So, are we gonna pick these one by one?
Yeah, pick them. Devin said, "Would y'all go ahead and pick them awkward bowls?"
Okay.
Right, I tell you what, I told him don't text, and he's not gotten 5 minutes out of the parking lot.
He stopped at Food Line.
So that's as far as he got. He got the food line. Why isn't he going the other way? He should be going to Hickory and go to 40. I don't know you. He's
probably going to get their
equipment.
Oh, that's right.
Just right equipment.
Well, I tell you, if you want me to, in the Celebration Bowl, let's go with A&T.
That's what I'm taking. I'm taking A&T in the Celebration Bowl. All right, we're going to look now at the Cure Bowl. The 8-6 Tulane Green Wave take on the 7-6 Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. That'll be a 1:30 CBSS. Who you got, gentlemen? Tulane or Louisiana?
Weren't they Louisiana Lafayette at one time? Did they drop the Lafayette? Now they're just Louisiana?
That's all they have written right here. They might still be Louisiana Lafayette.
Yeah. No, but that's all they have here.
They were runner-up in their conference to Appalachian State, correct?
Yeah, but this is an in-state rivalry here. We've got the Tulane Green Wave, who used to play at the Superdome. Terry, do they still play there?
Every now and then.
Okay, so I know they used to play down there at the Superdome.
I'm sorry, Tulane that's 6-6. My eyes, not 8-6, 6-6 Tulane.
But they actually played Ohio State this year. Now Ohio State did beat them pretty handily, but Tulane went up there to Columbus and played them. But in listening to them, it seemed like they could move the ball a little bit, and they've come on. They've won several games in a row to become bowl eligible. So I'm going with the Green Wave in this one, Terry. Who's making his notes
right now?
So I can't change my pick, Terry.
I love looking at just what Vegas is saying. Vegas has got Tulane a 3.5-point favorite over Louisiana.
They playing good ball lately. They have come on lately.
But I'm taking Louisiana.
You're taking right?
Just to be contrary. Is that
I'm leaning with Louisiana, and the only reason I'm leaning with Louisiana is because I just know them a lot better than Tulane. Just to be honest, it's funny that Terry put it how it did earlier. These are kind of the games that I'm paid attention to.
These are like, I'll watch it because I have money riding on it in my bowl pick'em thing on ESPN and all that stuff, which generates some interest in that.
The only thing we have riding on here, those bragging rights.
But I tell you what, wouldn't that be a great? So where are they? They're having this. Okay, it's in Orlando. Wouldn't this be great if they just played that game in New Orleans? You know what I mean? If you had both teams down there, you could watch a ball game.
New Orleans is going to Carolina on Monday, so
yeah. Okay.
Next bowl, New Mexico Bowl. Hopefully it's played in New Mexico. Utah State Aggies, 10-2, versus the North Texas Mean Green, who is 9-3. Utah is a full touchdown favorite. Utah State is a full touchdown favorite.
Well, here they say they both score a ton of points. Utah State's averaging 47 points a game. North Texas almost 37 points a game. Utah State seems like they take on some big boys. I think they played Wisconsin and gave them a good game this year.
Is Utah State, are they still Mountain West? Or did they move to Pac-12 like?
I should tell you right there, a college football team that competes in the Mountain West Conference right over there. Okay, so they are in the Mountain West. They score a ton of points, and I just think because Utah State has played a little bit tougher competition, I haven't heard of North Texas. They might have taken on some more Power 5, but it seems like Utah State does every year, Terry. Or
I'll take Utah State.
Yeah, I'm going to take Utah State as well.
Good, I'm going to pull a Lee Corso. Good pick. Good pick. Give me Utah State. Give me that hat.
All right.
You got to have the pencil in your hand if you're going to be Corso.
Not so fast. Let me see the pencil.
I'll tell you what.
We'll make it interesting.
I grew up with Lee Corso. I remember when Lee Corso was like not so old and doing it.
To me, Lee Corso's a national treasure. We got to keep him around.
He's great. He's kind of like the Dick Vitale.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great. You got to have Lee Corso. He's great.
Las Vegas Bowl. Arizona State Sun Devils, Herm Edwards boys, made a bowl in his first season coaching the Arizona State Sun Devils, 7-5. They will be taking on number 21 Fresno State Bulldogs, 11-2. Really good season for Fresno State. Fresno State. It's on ABC.
Did they go up to Boise and upset them? In the last game of the year. Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good.
6-point favorite is Arizona State. And give me the Sun Devils. I have chosen Arizona State multiple times this year. They have not let me down. And I'm only mostly just because I'm a Herm Edwards man. I loved Herm Edwards as an analyst. Never got to watch him when he was a coach in the NFL. But I loved him as an analyst. I always thought he was a really bright guy. And I love to see what he's done with this Arizona State team. So I'm taking the Sun Devils.
I don't know. I think everybody's overlooking Fresno because they're not a Power 5 team, but they had a very good season.
Yeah, that might be it as well.
You know, like I said, I think they went to Boise and beat Boise when they were there. I'm going with Fresno State.
I'm going right with the same team. I took Fresno State.
All right. So we got 2 Fresnos to my Arizona.
Even though Herm Edwards is a good coach, give him some time.
And they lost a lot of close games, and I think this is a close game.
Yeah. They have, even though they're a little hard, like you said, Hunter. Like you're going to bed at 11:30, and it's the first quarter of the Arizona State game.
Exactly.
You know, so I mean, it's kind of we don't get to see them as much unless you stay up late.
But that was one of the things that they were talking about when it comes to Heisman voting. That always hurt guys that play really in the West Coast. All of the voting is mostly done here with East Coast media.
Yeah.
But no one really gets to see them unless it was the days of USC dominance.
But I can remember being a kid in middle school and staying up late and whatever game was on ESPN. If you were lucky enough to have cable, that's the game you watched. And they would always have a Pac-12 game on. You know, you get to watch UCLA or USC and Arizona State and all that. But now, like I said, I guess you just fall asleep, DVR, watching YouTube highlights.
The only West Coast games we would ever really watch around here were during the days of Matt Weiner and Reggie Bush at USC. Right. And they were on all the time because that was the team. That was the team. Camellia Bowl, ESPN, Georgia Southern versus Eastern Michigan. Both of them Eagles. But Georgia Southern is 9-3 to Eastern Michigan 7-5. Georgia Southern is a 3-point favorite in this game.
And I remember Georgia Southern back in the day when they were FCS. They were back when Youngstown State was competing in the early 90s. It seemed like Georgia Southern and Marshall back when they were all, seemed like they were all back there in the mix. But now all these teams have become bowl teams now. It's kind of weird.
I think Georgia Southern this year, after Appalachian became ranked, was the team that knocked them off.
I was about to say, I always remember it being Georgia Southern versus Appalachian State when they were both FCS. That was a huge battle. And now both FBS teams, Georgia Southern still getting the best of Appalachian every now and then. In this game, I'm going to take Georgia Southern. I'm going to take the 3. And if you ask me on the line, I would take Georgia Southern to cover.
You know, I've seen Eastern Michigan's coach for. If I remember, he's kind of a real fiery kind of a guy. I remember that they played Ohio. It seemed like they played Ohio State not too long ago. But Georgia Southern, and like I said, what they did to Appalachian State, I just think they're just going to be better than Eastern Michigan, who has a decent team. Seems like they're always in a bowl game. They have a pretty good program over there. But I'm going with Georgia Southern.
And I'm also going with Georgia Southern.
So 3 Georgia Southern picks in that one. You said we're doing all the games leading up to next Saturday?
Yeah, we're doing it next Saturday.
All the way until our next show. So New Orleans Bowl will be the next one. That's the last game of today. That is going to be Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders 8-5 against the hometown heroes, really, Appalachian State Mountaineers 10-2. Appalachian State's been having a great year so far. Appalachian State, though, does not have with Satterfield. How do you pronounce his name? Is that it? Satterfield. They do not have their coach Satterfield, as he has left the team early. He said he would not stay after the bowl game. He is going ahead and went over to Louisville.
A lot of people from App were mad because they said it is like homegrown. Everything was in place for him when he came back, and they figured he was going to stay at App a whole lot longer. But people, I'm telling you, and I understand you being mad, and I know some Appalachian people who are mad because he left, and because of the homegrown stuff that he had. But there's a big difference from 750,000 to 3-point-something million.
It's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah, that's what they're giving at Louisville.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This one actually is going to be played in New Orleans.
I don't know about taking Appalachian kids to New Orleans. I mean, that might be a little, They like to have a good time up at Boone.
I'll take somebody who hasn't been beaten a bowl game yet since they moved.
I was just about to say, I don't think they have. I know they've beaten Ohio. Seemed like they played Ohio in a bowl game.
They put you in bowl games, and your only opportunity is to go there and play it, and they win.
Are you afraid that the changing of the helm will have something to do with how this game turns out today?
No.
You don't think Satterfield not being there?
No.
Okay, good. I'm taking Appalachian State too.
Yeah, I think we're all going Appalachian State on that one.
Yep. I think there's too much firepower on that team. All right, so now we're going to go.
Kevin wants to know who's going to play in the Pat Me on the Back Bowl. He's out there listening. Stop to get gas now.
Tell him Bessemer City. All right, next bowl game, they will not be playing any Sunday or Monday. Tuesday, December 18th, we have the Boca Raton Bowl, UAB Blazers, Northern Illinois Huskies, 10-3 Blazers, 8-5 Huskies. Who are you taking? We're just going to have to go through these fast. I'm taking UAB.
Yeah, comeback program there.
Yep,
Came back
program.
from the dead, literally. I'm going UAB.
Yep, UAB.
UAB. I'm going to go Northern Illinois.
All righty. Wednesday, December 19th, San Diego State Aztecs, Ohio Bobcats. Aztecs 7-5, Ohio's 8-4. I'm taking San Diego State.
Yeah, me too.
Mac, baby, going with the Bobcats.
With the Bobcats, all right.
So you're taking Ohio.
They've never. I can't. I've watched Ohio over the years in bowl games, and it seems like they're just about to win the game. That Appalachian State game a couple of years ago, they had them beaten, gave it away. So I think that Ohio, they get over the hump today. They're going to win a bowl game.
All right, Thursday, December 20th, Marshall Thundering Herd. 8-4 versus South Florida Bulls. They're 7-5. Give me Marshall.
Yeah, South Florida's had some decent teams over the years. They just weren't quite as good this year, were they, Terry?
No, but I'm taking South Florida.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna. I think they'll thunder past the Herd. Let's go ahead with South Florida.
All right, that was the Gasparilla Bowl. Now we're going to Friday, December 21st, the Bahamas Bowl. Is that being played in the Bahamas? I don't know. Probably not. Florida International Golden Panthers versus the Toledo Rockets. Butch Davis is the coach down there at Florida International. 8-4 the Golden Panthers. The Rockets are 7-5. Gentlemen, who do you got? I'm taking Butch Davis and the Golden Panthers of Florida International.
It's hard for me to go with Butch Davis. Plus Toledo, Ohio team, and plus Toledo. Generally, they play some good competition. They play
everybody from
No. Toledo, every year they go out and they play some big boys. They've played Miami, Florida, and some other tough teams over the years. I like Toledo. They're playing Ohio State in a couple of years.
That's who I like Toledo. I'm taking Florida International. And now the final game before we get to our next show on Saturday that we're going to take. The Idaho Potato Bowl. We have Western Michigan Broncos versus the BYU Cougars.
I took BYU.
What did I say? It's hard for me not to pick BYU.
Is Steve Young playing?
No,
is Jim McMahon playing?
He might be up in the stands.
Taysom Hill's not there either.
So Jim McMahon or Steve Young not playing. Ty Detmer? Is he no?
So you don't play Western Michigan?
No, I'm going with Cougs. Despite the fact that they're, bringing that up, what a great lineage of quarterbacks they had at BYU there.
Yeah, and even Taysom Hill is nothing to shy about. The backup down there, they have him do basically everything, kick return and everything in New Orleans for the Saints.
Yeah, and BYU went on the road, beat Wisconsin this year.
And they did. I think that BYU, the record doesn't show. That's one of those teams. Record doesn't show really how good of a football team they really are. With that, those are our picks so far. We'll have more picks next Saturday. We got to take a quick break.
Well, I got one more thing. People can think about this. Besides Alabama, Ohio State, and Clemson, what is the next college football team that has won the most games besides those three?
Appalachian State.
What do you mean?
The most games since 2000. That's right. 2000.
All right. So it's Appalachian State.
No.
Is it a big? Is it a power?
It's a power. It's a power 5.
Okay, so it's a Power 5 team.
And I was kind of amazed because they're pretty consistent every year.
I'm going to take, because we just mentioned them, Wisconsin.
That's who it is.
It's Wisconsin. Yeah, they're always there, either in the Big Ten championship games, Rose Bowl.
And that's impressive.
They got beat.
Alabama, Ohio State, and
I think Wisconsin had kind of a down year.
And they got beat 56-0 the one year they were supposed to beat Ohio State and go to the playoffs.
Okay. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this. You're listening to KTCBroadcasting.com.
I'm Lon Helton, inviting you to join me as I count down the week's top 30 with my co-host Dan and Shay, who watched a little football at the home of Thomas Rhett.
He went all out on his outdoor patio setup. It's really sick. It's got like outdoor fireplace with a TV and a little bit of football on. He's got a good setup.
That's Dan and Shay this week on Country Countdown USA.
Country Countdown USA with Lon Helton. Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country, 92.3 FM and 1590 AM WCSL. Online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Say, kids, what time is it?
This is the 60s.
Hey, JJ Wilson here, reminding you to tune in this weekend for This is the 60s, featuring the best music from the best decade and so much more. There's 60s television, movies, news, pop culture, trivia, novelty songs, interviews, deep cuts, and a whole lot more. It's peace, love, and rock and roll on This is the 60s.
This is the 60s, Friday mornings from 10 a.m. till 12 noon on The Boss, WHS, AM and FM in Shelby, WLON in Lincolnton.
Join us for the Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts broadcast of this year's Shelby Christmas Parade this Sunday starting at 2:45 p.m. on YouTube, KTCBroadcasting.com. Brought to you by our title sponsor, Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts on West Warren Street in Shelby, by Love's Fish Box on Shelby Road in Kings Mountain, by Hopper Heating and Air Conditioning on Kings Road in Shelby, by Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain, by Diane Ledbetter and Foothills Remax on East Marion Street in Shelby, by Bear's Floor Covering on the Dixon School Road in Kings Mountain, by Sheila Sheds in Shelby, Lincolnton, and Cherryville, by Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell, by Sism & Sons Paint and Body Shop on Shelby Road, Kings Mountain, by Ronaldo Auto Mall on Highway 74 East in Shelby, by Okies Tire and Recapping on West Warren Street in Shelby, by West End Sales on Highway 18 North in Vale, by All Care Insurance Agency on Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, by Auto Parts U Pull on County Home Road in Shelby, by Bill Schubert Heating and Air on Campbell Street in Shelby, by Gamble's Amico on DeKalb Street in Shelby, by Parker Farm Service on Bessie Drive, Kings Mountain, and by Webb Chemical and Paper Company on Highway 74 west of Shelby. Don't miss the Victoria Stevens Specialty Gifts broadcast of this year's Shelby Christmas Parade, starting at 2:45 on YouTube and KTCBroadcasting.com.
Ronaldo Auto Mall in Shelby, in cooperation with the local Salvation Army of Shelby, wants to help make this Christmas a little brighter for children in our area. Now through December 22nd, we're asking you to drop off an unwrapped toy and put it in the bed of the GMC Sierra truck in the Ronaldo Auto Mall showroom. The toys will be distributed to underprivileged children in our area. Plus, if you'd like to make a donation, a Salvation Army kettle will be available as well. Drop your unwrapped toy off today at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 Stixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall. And buy a vehicle at Renato Auto Mall from now through December 22nd and receive a free smoked ham from Morris Supermarket in Shelby.
It's the 30th anniversary of NBA basketball in Charlotte, and the Hornets are writing the latest chapter in Charlotte basketball history with their first-year head coach, James Borrego. Fast-paced and high-flying. Join the new voice of Charlotte Hornets basketball, Chris Kroger, and 10-year NBA veteran Matt Carroll as they deliver every thrilling moment of Hornets hoops all season long on the Charlotte Hornets Radio Network.
Here's Charlotte Hornet basketball right here on the Boss in Carolina Country. WHS, WCSL, and WLON. Online at KDCBroadcasting.com.
It's game day. The energy pulsates through the arena. Adrenaline pumps. Tension heightens. Anticipation peaks. The crowd rises. It's finally time. The whistle blows and the ball goes up. Don't blink.
Pulls up for the tie. Yes, sir. 4.1 to go.
Game day lives here on the Tar Heels Sports Network. Powered by Learfield.
We're lucky. They're just so All right, we're back here, still coming down to our final segment for today's show. Campers in Saturday Morning Sports Talk Show. Did you get something this morning, Tom, from Mitchem's Kitchen?
I got a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, and I tell you what, like I don't come that often to Saturday, and I forgot. What a great, because I will say this about Mitchem's: if you get one of their bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits, they will not cheat you on the bacon. You know, you go to fast food places and you have to look for where the bacon is.
That's like even on.
Don't even worry about it with Mitchem's Kitchen. You're going to get a good biscuit, and you're going to actually be able to taste the bacon because they put bacon on it to make it a bacon.
Oh, see, that's real bacon too, not some of those thin paper type bacon that they try to get at fast food restaurants.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Well, I'll tell you something about them that you can go. If you go there live and you're inside the place, they will cook your bacon how you want it. If you want it crispy, you will get it crispy. If you want it where it's just like rubber, they will give you rubber. I mean, you tell them how you want your bacon, and that's how they will fix it.
Yeah, that's what I love to find. Like when I went to Dallas, I kind of looked for one of those little places like Mitchem's, a local place, and the food was great. And that's the way Mitchem's Kitchen is. It's like some of the places here in Cherryville and Shelby, the places that have been here for years and years, where they, a lot of times they know you by name. You go in there and they'll fix your food the way you want it. So, I mean, it's they catered our Christmas party this year.
Fantastic.
Had hamburger. What we had? We had country style steak or chicken, and then we had green beans, and I mean, it was just awesome spread for the KTC Christmas. I didn't miss the place we used to have it. I mean, did we have this somewhere else? It's like, no, I didn't even think about it. We had such a good spread and a good time. So thank you to Calvin for all that, and thank you to Mitchem's Kitchen for putting on that spread.
Yeah, go on down to Mitchem's Kitchen today. Telling the guys on the Saturday Morning Sports Talk Show send them.
And if you don't want to, call them, and they'll have you a takeout order ready at 704-276-1155. Carol and Robin will take care of you.
Lightning round right now. We're going to close the segment with the state championship game, but right now we want to just talk about, just some random things happening in the sports world. Don't really have anything else lined up to talk about. Go ahead, Tom.
I'm going to do it to him anyway.
Go ahead.
Next June, Terry, will you be watching as the Red Sox and the Yankees square off in London for a night game? And then this, Terry, Sunday morning baseball from the United Kingdom. You can wake up on Sunday morning before you go to church, catch a few innings of baseball game in London. What do you think about that, Terry?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Anytime that we take our sport out of the United States to try to raise some awareness that we play this game,
they're just trying to make money.
Make money? I'm sorry. What is it? Give these guys a vacation. How long are they going to be over? Are you going to give them a week to go tour? I mean, a week afterwards to come back home?
And see, I think that's what's going to be so interesting. Both of those teams, like you said, it's New York, Boston. Not only is it a rivalry game, but they're used to being in the same. It's not like they're transitioning time zones to play one another in the States. Now they're going to play in a completely different time zone, different weather. It's not the same weather that time of year.
It'll be nice weather in June. It'll be about 65 degrees. I can remember when they had the Summer Olympics there in 2012 and it'd be raining and 50 degrees.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I think it'll be something interesting.
Yeah.
By the time we take our stuff out of state, I just think it's too much for players, because you hear players now complaining about it when they have to travel over there. Then you got to travel back, and then next thing you know, you got a game on Sunday after you just got back from London or England. Or
a lot of times
I can understand us going to Canada.
Yeah,
but not across the oceans. Come on.
So would you be against a baseball game played in Mexico?
No. So many Hispanic players in Major League Baseball. I wouldn't be opposed to like playing a game in the Dominican Republic or something like that. It's not that far away. You know, it's not that far away.
Well, they tried to go down and play in Mexico this year, and we had to move the field back.
That's something pretty too. Is also
you got to get the logistics worked out. Definitely, you got to get all that stuff.
Four games out of the country for football. 3 in London, 1 in Mexico.
But NFL
Did
football.
y'all get up this year and watch them games played on Saturday? No. There you go. I'm not going to watch
You know
that.
why?
Who cares?
Because they scheduled teams, in all seriousness, I had no care to watch. Jacksonville, I think, played over there almost twice. I mean, and it's not the Jacksonville team from the end of last year, so I just had no desire to get up and watch that.
If it's a regular season game, even if it was, I'm going to be honest, even if it was Dallas, I'm not setting my clock for 4 a.m. unless it's the Super Bowl. But then I'm going to get up and watch it.
Yeah.
But
it's a little weird because they are so far ahead of the Eastern time zone. But it's really not that. It's not that much different than going to California. California's like a 5-hour flight. I think going to England's like a 5-hour flight. The time zone thing does get you a little.
Well, I did notice that. Well, no, that was a long flight because the Chargers played over in London as well this year. And because I was about to say, you know, most of the time they send East Coast teams.
I would say it would preferably be don't send the 49ers out.
Don't send the West Coast teams out.
But if you want to do it, hey, maybe Japan would want to have an NFL game, and you could send some of those West Coast.
That's where the money's at.
Yeah, you can do that. What do you think about some NFL games in Japan, Terry?
Terry's
But Terry, this is like, I know Kevin hates it when I bring the newspaper in, but that's something I read in the newspaper, Kevin Hastings.
That's hard writing, too. Black and white.
Black and white. So that's one thing I want. So that's somebody else's turn. That's what I brought up. So what do you guys want to
say? That's like me when you can, and I'm glad you said that, Tom, because we can flip on this internet so many times, and people put stuff on there that makes no sense, and I read it every day. Okay.
At least with a print paper, you know, somebody with at least a degree in some kind of halfway common sense wrote it down.
That's right.
As opposed to somebody on Facebook who made a meme or something. You know, Abraham Lincoln said, "Get off Facebook" or something like that, and you know, some stupid stuff like you see on Facebook. So I do still like getting yourself a little, you know, something that is from a creditable source, even though some people aren't real big fans of the Charlotte Observer. And you can get it online too, but just some of this stuff, trash talk and Twitter and all this stuff, you know, and it's not real certified. But
do they have a dome over there?
I don't know where they're playing. Terry, I'd have.
Well, that's what I asked. It says there when you brought this up. Is there even a diamond on there? Or
well, Kevin, first thing he said is probably going to be raining over there.
Yeah. I mean,
let's take us that far over across the ocean.
Anything in England or the United Kingdom, it's just rain.
But anytime you have a country, look, if you have a country with this, well, I think the United Kingdom's like 60, 70 million people. I don't know offhand. But you go, hey, it's another market for your product, right? I mean, that's all we're doing. There's marketing.
I guess when they go out to people and say, hey, man, they're having a cricket game today.
Yeah, we're not going to watch it. We're not going to watch cricket. There's not enough. We don't understand it well. It says at London's Olympic Stadium. So I would assume that's an outdoor venue. You know, that's probably an outdoor
they're
venue.
going to make a makeshift diamond. I'm expecting. I'm expecting a grass infield.
Could they do it at Wimbledon? Could they turn it into a baseball facility?
That's intriguing because isn't the only other? I don't even think do the Blue Jays still have a grass infield?
I don't know.
Because I'm thinking they're not just going to haul in dirt for this unless they already have a baseball stadium set up in Olympic Stadium over there. So I would expect a grass infield, which is going to make a huge difference in the game. So, I don't know, that'll be something to look out for. I'm glad you brought that up, Tom, because I really enjoyed seeing how Terry would react. Talking about sending these games overseas.
All right, more oddball stuff for you, Terry. Salt Lake City got the green light for the Winter Olympics in 2030. So they're going to bring it back. Is Utah the only state we can have Winter Olympics in anymore? Why not take it back to New York or Lake Placid where they had it in 1980?
Why not bring it to Sugar Mountain here in Boone?
Yeah, I want to bring it to Sugar Mountain here in Boone. But the Olympics. Well, when's the last time we had the Olympics? Was it Salt Lake City in 2002? Is that the last time we got it?
I do not know, Tom.
Because it's been a long time, but. In 2030, I'll be retired from school teaching, Terry. I might go out there and watch the downhill or something like that. How about that? Take a little trip out there.
Didn't we get the green light for the World Cup in the next 2 or 3 years?
Now that I did not see.
Or not next 2 or 3 years, next 2 or 3 World Cups. I believe we did. So we're going to have another huge major sporting event coming to the United States that's global. Terry doesn't like us going places. I bet you he's fine with them coming here. He's fine with them giving us their money to come and watch the games, which is funny because Charlotte hosts soccer games, international soccer games. They host them down there at Bank of America Stadium. I'm intrigued to see when the World Cup comes to the United States, which major venues get to host these games, because there's in no way should we build huge stadiums when we already have huge stadiums.
Let me back. I might have missed a piece of that because I was reading something Kevin did. They were going to make it like a North America hosted, not the United States, like a North America. Like some of the venues in Canada, some of the venues in the United States, some of the venues in Mexico.
I think it's straight U.S.
Middle of the summer, I wouldn't mind playing up there in Canada.
That's the one thing that everybody's complaining about, though, because Dubai, I think, has the next World Cup. And
it's going to be like 110
to 120
That's been a big thing with...
Yeah, and they've had construction workers die trying to build these... It's just a big mess over
Just move... I don't understand. Just move it to a cooler month. I mean, I know they play in the summer, but can you not just...
Kevin, texting me while driving, has said that there are no baseball stadiums.
I just told him not to do that. I told him not. He's not listening.
So it will probably be played at Boston Yankees on the grass infield. So.
And now Kevin just sent a text: open borders for the World Cup. I like it. Anyway, we all have too much longer to go, so Kevin wanted us to finish up with with Shelby. If you listened, Jeff Jones was with us last night. And he had a lot of insight because he's seen so many of the Shelby games over the years, and really I worked with Jeff the Hendersonville game. I'll tell you what, Jeff Jones knows his football.
He does.
He knows his football. He's been around high school football a long time, and he was kind of modest in his assessment of what he thought was going to happen in the game. But we all have been talking, and I've been it's hard to get information about them. It's hard to watch their games. Just like if I want to know something about Shelby, I can go back and watch their games on YouTube. And like I try to find like something on North Davidson's a little harder. Huddle, no disrespect to whoever does it, but it's just really, please cut the music in the highlights. That would be really nice if you would do that. And make sure the text of the highlight matches the highlight that's going to go on. I don't know who's editing that stuff. I watched them a little bit on Huddle. They're not bad. North Davidson's not bad. They've got some kids. The wide receiver's good. They've got another DB that's going to James Madison. He's committed. The quarterback, who wasn't the original quarterback, he's pretty good. No disrespect to them. And they have gotten over the hump. They got close last year. They got beat in the late rounds, and now they're back. I think they're a good football team, but I just think Terry Shelby's got got too much. And just what I've seen of Shelby, and I've listened to Shelby, I don't think North Davidson can cover him on offense.
I do not either. And I think when Shelby does the 5 wide, it's going to open up some guys for long gains during the year. I think Shelby will be able to, if they'll be, minimize what's going to happen on the other side, defensive-wise. I mean, I picked last night 35-14 for Shelby to win. But you got both these teams coming in here. North Davidson averages 39.5 points a game. Shelby 32.5, giving up 6.8 on defense to 16.1 for Shelby. You know, you kind of look at that and you say North Davidson 7 shutouts, Shelby 2 shutouts. But, you know, North Davidson, their 21st playoff appearance are 19-20. Coach Flynn has done a great job since he come on his second year there. 13-2 last year, 13-2 this year, going into the state championship game. Coach Ware, I mean, no more you could say that. But Coach Ware, the thing that I like about him is you take his first 2 years off, he was 17-12. But since 2013 to the present, he is 81-13. And when you start looking at 2A teams that he has lost to, there's only 2. One of them was South Point when they just moved down from 3A back to 2A, and High Brighton last year when they were 3A and moved back to 2A. Those are the only 2 he's lost since 2013. His 12 losses in that span, you know, like I said, 81. He's lost to Crest 4 times, South Point twice, AC Reynolds twice, Burns twice, South Point out of South Carolina once. And, you know, and when I look at that, and I start thinking of all the 2A teams that he has consistently beat, besides the 2 that fell back down that he lost to last year, he's consistently beat every 2A team he has ever played.
You can argue that a 2A Burns team beat him. You can make that argument because they should have been. But if you want to throw that in there. But if you're North Davidson today, you know, what are you going to do? I mean, are you going to send 5? Are you going to send 6 and put your guys out there and try to cover these guys one-on-one? Or are you going to sit back in the zone and you're going to make decisions, which I think he's gotten a lot better doing? I mean, what are you going to do here if you're North Davidson?
Well, the ultimate thing that we saw Coach John mention last week, they had, 68 sacks?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is.
You know, the best way to stop a passing attack is to get the quarterback out of rhythm and get in his face. You could sit back in the zone all you want, but you're just giving him too much time to pick you apart.
Yeah.
He's just, if there's no pressure on the quarterback, and he has all day, I mean, he might even just step up and run the ball.
Well, yeah. Well,
I mean, you can't just give a quarterback all day because, like I said, pick you apart. I think the best thing for North Davidson to do is to get pressure on him early, keep him out of a rhythm. Because if Shelby can start hitting on all cylinders like they started to do, and they say it at all times, you're peaking at the right time. Shelby's peaking at the right time. Yeah. They've started winning at the right time. If you can just get them out of a rhythm, I think you've got a chance in the ball game.
I think Shelby also, when you talk about if they're going to send a pass rush, if I hit a screen, I think Shelby likes the one-on-one opportunities their guys has against theirs. You know, because I think Shelby's going to have more team speed. I mean, I might be wrong because we keep saying they look slow on.
I'm not saying that. No, I did not say they looked slow. I said they didn't look as fast.
Shelby. But, you know, I think Shelby will like the one-on-one matchups they can come to. Tight end could be a big part in this game, you know.
Nobody's really talking about that. Yeah, when I saw North Davidson, they like to go with 5 wide. But I also saw with 4 wide, empty back set. But it seems like they bring in a tight end to block. I don't know how involved it was, and they did have the really good running back. I don't really see a tight end, but when you just see little bits and pieces on huddle, you really don't know what
this is something we need to take into account as well. We talked about it momentarily while Kevin was here. I briefed about it during one of our breaks. It's supposed to be nasty and rainy out in Raleigh today. Most teams that are primarily dominant at throwing the ball, or they lean towards the throw, when it's wet and rainy, it changes everything. You try to keep on the ground a little bit more. Who do you think has got the upper hand if it comes to a team that can put the ball on the ground? You think Shelby's got the advantage or North Davidson?
Who's the runner? Is it the Fuller kid? Is that the kid that's been there? Is that the kid's name at Shelby now? The one that's yeah. But he's been running the ball well.
Yes, he has.
I mean, and I've been listening to their games, and it seems like every time they've been giving him the ball, he gets 5, 6, 7 yards. Yeah. So I know Shelby can. Now, like I said, you don't know the status of North Davidson's running back who supposedly was hurt in a third-round game. You don't know. Kids heal up quick, a lot quicker than we do, Terry. So maybe he's back, maybe he's not. But I like Shelby's ability to run the ball if they have to. But when you get in a wet game, who's going to put the ball on the ground? You know, one of the reasons why North Davidson, who beat a Ledford team who had just beaten them a few weeks earlier, they won the turnover battle 4-1. Yeah. Here's what would concern me about North Davidson. You're 1 for 11 on third down in that Ledford game. Yeah. You're 1 for 11. So that tells me maybe you have a hard time running the football, because when it's 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3, you're always going to pass the ball, and if it's incomplete, you got to punt the football. So I like I said, now I'm speculating. I don't know.
I don't know, because even sometimes you got to look into it like, well, maybe you just can't get short yardage possessions on third down. Maybe you're always facing the 3rd and long in those.
But it would be hard. It would be hard for me to say if you had 11 third down attempts. Yeah. Some of them had to be 3 yards.
Yeah, more than that.
You know, and if you don't feel confident of, hey, this guy like Burns, if it's 3rd and 3, I'm gonna give the ball to Pryor, and see what he can do. If I'm Shelby, if it's 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3, I feel comfortable giving the ball to Fuller, and he can get me a first down.
Yeah. But the biggest key that we have seen, and I'll be the first one, just like everybody else, Bass has slowly got better as the year went on.
And he's had more time because the offensive line has improved. When I listened to that AC Reynolds game, I was coming back down. I'd been to that preseason game I went to in Ohio, so I got to listen to them the whole. Bess was running for his life the entire game, whole game, running for his life. When you listen to him now, you don't hear that anymore. He's got time. Exactly.
College and NFL teams say the thing that takes the hardest to work on is offensive line chemistry. And
there's a lot more to it. There's just more to it.
Yeah, there's something that you're happy to see. Obviously, Shelby has gotten together, and that's helped with the success that they've had going forward.
And I will say this about that, and I know Mickey Lineberger was one heck of an offensive line coach, and when he was 1-3, every week up after a game, he would call us, but he'd tell us we're getting better.
Yeah.
And only he knows that. He's watching, he's seeing what's happening, and what they end up doing. He went on to the state title,
Well, people think it's just you line up and you just hit the guy in front of you.
No.
And it's not like that. And I've gone to a couple practices where they're working on offensive line calls. I'm telling you, if you're not a smart kid, I don't think you can play offensive line. Yeah. I mean, it's just there's just a lot to it. And like Coach Devine, I was talking to him, like when you're when you're playing somebody, depending on what the defense does, now you have to make different calls and adjust to what they're doing, and you got to do that like that. You don't have all day. That play clock's moving, man. You've got to snap the ball. So I mean, there's just a lot to it, and it takes a while to get it right. But I think that Shelby is getting it right now, and I think they're going to win this ball game.
All right, so I think all of us are taking Shelby in this game right now.
Well, we better, or my house might get burnt down. But no, because I do live in Shelby. I live about 4 miles from Shelby High School, and I'm surrounded by Shelby Golden Lion parents, and my neighbor Scott Stackowitz, all his kids went to Shelby, and people down the street, they all went to Shelby. So I'm going to be a homer on this one. But I really, in my heart, can North Davidson beat them? I just don't think, unless Shelby does something crazy like turn the ball over 4 times.
We'll see if the weather plays a part. Terry, you taking Shelby? Yeah, 35 for taking. You got it all the way down.
You think they're going to score 35 in this weather, though, Terry? I do. Okay, so he's going to stick with it.
That's if it's a downpour. Could just be a drizzle, but we don't know what it's going to happen. But you guys can find out how the weather is and how the game goes. 2:30 state championship game for Shelby versus North Davidson. That's going to be all for us here today, this morning, on the Saturday Morning Sports Talk Show brought to you by Campers. And thank you for tuning in. We will see you guys next Saturday for more talk on sports. Everything happens every day, something different every day it seems like, but we're just going to have to talk about it on Saturdays. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you later. Have a safe day, and tune in again to the state championship game, Shelby versus North Davidson at 2:30. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Quitting time? Who says it's quitting time? I said it's quitting time. I was the foreman. I was the one says when it's quitting time at Tara. Quitting time! Quitting time!